everyone, welcome back. It's been a little while since I've done a video, a talking video. I had quite a busy Thanksgiving season. Had a lot of company coming and going. It was wonderful, but that does not leave me much time to create. So I am excited to be back. You may notice my voice is a little deeper than usual. I don't feel sick, but I feel like my throat is trying to come down with something, but I'm fighting it with all my natural stuff, so I'm good to go. So today, I am working on my design team project for Crafty. I almost said Creative Paper Artisan. No, that would be me. This is a project for Crafty Dragon Creations, and using her kit. Oh my goodness, I forgot the name of it. Something pine cones. It's full of pine cones. It's a beautiful kit. All the information will be below. With the link to buy the kit, and also I believe it's 30% off. So there'll be a coupon code for that, so you can grab that. And I really love this kit because it's not necessarily strictly Christmas. It's just kind of wintry. So I really love it. So what we're going to do today, we're not going to do a journal. We are doing, and you can't really see it from up above, but we're creating stand-up greeting cards. Super easy, but really, really fun. And I'm thinking this might be actually a good kind of a mass making project. You know, once you get everything printed out and figured out, then you just boom, 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 one right after the other. It's really quite easy. But yeah, it stands up like this, and I put a piece of paper here to write your Christmas note or whatever note you want, or you can just leave it plain. I wanted to add one of Stacy's papers in here. It was a pretty lined paper with pines, a pine bow in the background, and wouldn't you know, my printer was pooping out on me all of a sudden. I had printed all this other stuff, and then when I wanted to print that, it said, nope, I'm done. So here we have it. I just found some parchment paper that I thought looked pretty nice too. So it is so easy, you're going to be shocked, okay? Whoops. And you can also send this, put it in the envelope and send it in the mail. I think that's very doable. So, and I'm going to do, this is one of the images. This was actually one of her tags. So I kind of cut it down into just a card size, and I put some foam stickers on the back so it raises it up a little bit, gives it a little three-dimensional look, and I really like that. But for the next one, I'm going to do something even a little bit different. So let's just get on with it, shall we? So the first thing, I'm going to be using this paper. I really love this. I've printed it on cardstock. I printed it on both sides. And this is going to work best with a paper that is, or a design that's kind of non-directional, because things will be, folded and end up upside down. But when there's a pretty pattern like this where there's no real direction to it, I think that's going to work the best. But you can play with it. Do what you want. So, my printer, and probably most of yours also, prints out with a little white rim around the edge. I used to have a printer that printed borderless, and I loved it so much, but it kind of died on me, and I had to get a new one, and that one doesn't do it. So anyway, but it's okay. So I ended up, just for the sake of easy numbers, I ended up trimming this to 8 by 10.5, just because. Why not? So it ended up being a little bit more than the white edge. But so what we're going to do here, you're going to cut this, I'm going to cut 2 pieces out of this. One will be, well, they're both going to be 4 inches wide. And then this one will be 8.5 inches tall. And then this one will be 9.25 inches tall. Okay. So let's just start with that. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to go take this to my big girl cutter and cut the long piece. And then, well, I guess I might as well cut the other pieces too. Let me cut this up on my big girl cutter, because that's the sharpest blade right now. And I'll be back. Okay, so we've got our 2 pieces here. Now we need to, the smaller piece is the back piece. The larger piece is the front piece. Just to, if you need to take a screenshot of that, go for it. Now would be the time. And so we're going to start scoring now. Let me start with the back piece, which is a little bit shorter. We're going to score it at 1.5 inches. So, I'm going to get out my little board here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so 1.5. Okay. And then the front piece has 2 scores. So we're going to go 1 3/4, and then from this score we'll go up again 1.5. Okay. So 1 3/4, and then 1.5 would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Would be 3 1/4. If you're going to go by the whole deal here. That might be easier to do that. 3 1/4, and then 1 3/4. Okay? Okay. Get this contraption out of the way. All right. So, let us, well, where's the score? Okay, there we go. All right, let me get a good crease on this. Oh, goodness, that looks crooked. Oh, that scoreboard was lying to me. Okay, hang on. What? Did I go crooked, or did it go crooked on me? Is it me, or is it the machine? It's not me, surely. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me, I bet you I strayed. I'm sure I strayed. Oh goodness. Okay, well that'll be okay. It's not gonna be that visible. But man, that was, I must have jumped to the next line. Goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. All right, and then I scored over here. And then this one, we're going to kind of do it like an accordion. Like that. Oh, is that crooked too? Oh, just a little bit. I think I can straighten it by hand. Goodness gracious. Okay. All right. So now remember, the front piece was the longer piece. And so this will be the front, and this will be the back, like this. Okay. So all we're going to do is just, you know, overlap these two. I would say underneath. Not, you could do it this way too, I guess, but I think it works better like this, because this one's slightly shorter than where the score line is, and it'll be, you know, it'll be hidden underneath. So let's do that. I'm going to use my art glitter glue because we're working with, working with cardstock, and that, well, it won't wrinkle cardstock where it usually wrinkles up my regular paper pretty good. I've kind of strayed from using art glitter glue on regular paper. The Fabri-Tac works really well for that. So, okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. Make sure it folds. Everything is in place. All right, this is still a little wonky. Oh my goodness. Is it going to make a difference? No. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, let me just, as you know, I must ink. So I'll be right back after I ink this. All right. Ink the front and back edges. So, okay. So now let's go ahead, and I know I'm going to want to do this again. So I'm going to tear out, use my handy dandy little ruler here. Just tear out just enough to create a nice little writing space, just kind of eyeballing it. Just eyeballing it a little bit. And then don't necessarily want it peeking out at the top. So let's say up there. Okay. Now, inking. Okay. Now we can glue it down. We'll just help it pop out a little bit more and just kind of look finished, you know. All the things I love about inking. So, I must ask you, how was everyone's Thanksgiving? Mine was so fantastic, I'm telling you. I may have mentioned this in a video before, but this is the first Thanksgiving in, I dare say, 13 years that was like normal. We had our dog boarding business for 13 years, and of course we can't go anywhere and do much on the actual holidays, so it was always really tough. Holidays were tough. So this was the first Thanksgiving that I had, you know, family in from out of town. We cooked the day before. We cooked the day of. We stuffed ourselves. We went to play a little bit the day after, and it was just, it was so wonderful. It was so wonderful, so much needed. So I really hope that your Thanksgiving was as wonderful and as blessed, because, it's important to get that time. Oh, I think I did my corners? Didn't feel like I did. Okay, anyway. Okay, so now we've got this. I am going to, the one thing I want to do differently, I thought instead of doing just a little pretty panel, I'll do a pocket. And then that will give us, with a tag, and then that will give us even more writing space if we want, right? So, let's see, I think I want to go with the bells. Now, obviously, this is too, too wide. So I will have to trim it down a bit. But I think that'll be okay. I can't decide if I want this one or this one. I think I'll stick with that. I'll stick with that. So let me just get this. And this time I'm going to use my little girl printer. Trimmer. Printer. Oh, my words. My words. Okay. They're such pretty. I love the theme of this kit. It is so wonderful. Like I said, you know, it's clearly, well, that's the part I cut with the scissors, so it's not necessarily 100% straight. So I'm gonna eyeball. Anyway, clearly you can use this for Christmas, but you can also use this just for a winter project. I love it. Great idea. Okay, so I guess before, well, right. I guess I could have measured first, but let's see. So this is 4 inches, so I would say, I don't want to cut too much off. Maybe 3.5. Yeah, let's go for 3.5. Well, the tag will need to be 3.5. We'll do the tag 3.25. So we'll do the pocket 3.5, the tag 3.25. All right, so let's see. Right now it is at 4 and, oh gosh, I'm gonna eyeball it. I'm gonna eyeball it, guys. Don't be hating. I am not in the mood for math, so I'm just gonna keep chopping away at it until it feels right. Hi, Chi-Chi. Sometimes. Okay, so that's 3.5. So I think another, yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm making no sense to you. I'm sorry. I really am just eyeballing it. Truly eyeballing it with a loose number in my head. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. That's pretty centered, I'd say. All right, let me cut out the little... I like this, the divot in the pocket. That's a nice variety from just usually the circle. It's easy to cut with your scissors too. Okay, all right. Ink. Yeah, so back to Thanksgiving. It was wonderful. Please tell me below if you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and what made it so special for you. And also, you know, I don't say this probably as much as I should, but if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. I am trying really hard to make this channel grow and for this to become, you know, a supplemental income for me. Kind of needing that right now. So the more you like and comment, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That would be wonderful. I would be so appreciative. And hit that little bell. Hit the bell so you get notifications when I have new stuff out. So, oh yeah, I think that looks pretty. All right, so this needs to be 3.5. 3. Let me do it like this. Okay, so right now, oh, it's almost at 3.5. So let me just do this. And 3.5 is right there. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Oh no, 3.25. Golly gee willikers. This was 3.5, right? Yep. Okay, 3.25. That's fine. That's fine too. Let me actually just go ahead and do 3.5. That way I have a clean line to work with. Okay, so now 1/8. 1/8 more. And 1/8 more gives me 3.25. Lovely. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. And this. And this. And this. And you know, I don't know what it is, but lately I've really been loving rounded corners. So I'm going to round these, just the bottom ones. Okay. And ink. Okay, and I think I'm going to kind of smudge up the back of this so it's not the only thing that's just stark white. So you can write on it still, but it's just not stark white. There's nothing else white on here. So I don't always think to do this, but later on I'm like, oh, that white doesn't look great. So there we go. Just a little bit of, again, antiquing feel that I love it so much. All right, so I'm gonna have to be really careful with my glue. I might even have to trim this down a little bit more. That's okay. Let me go ahead and glue this down first, and then we can get a better idea. But I'm just gonna do a really thin little bead, really close to the edge. Probably closer to the edge than I should do. It might bleed out a little bit, but that's okay. We will wipe it off and be on our merry way. Okay. Okay, that didn't squish out too much. I really didn't have much. Ooh, I'm a little crooked. Okay. That's the thing about art glitter glue. You don't have a whole lot of time to make adjustments. It dries really fast. All right, let me see. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to make this skinnier. Yeah, to make it slide a little bit better. I don't want to struggle with it, you know. Okay, let's see. Let's make it 3. do my corners again, because I really like it. All right. Ink, 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 ink. I can't believe Christmas is already coming up so fast. I mean, my goodness. Oh my goodness, today is the 9th over here. Whoops. So yeah, it's gonna be Christmas before we know it. All right, goodness. You know what? I'm gonna do a little bit of a trick here. It'll slide in, but it's so flat. It's like so tight against the. I should have made a little bit of a buckle maybe, but it's okay. We'll just kind of stretch the paper just a little bit, kind of like, you know, when you stretch your jeans or your pants after Thanksgiving. See, now that's gives it a little bit of breathing room there. Okay, and you know what? This is too tall. This is too tall, but that's okay. I've got a lot of room here to work with. Let me start there. Let's see. I don't want it peeking out over everything. It's still a little bit. I don't want to go too much more. Let's see. That's still a little bit. I'm going to have to cut off. Oh, I hate to cut that off. I'm gonna. Let me see how much I need before I do anything drastic. Oh, you know what? I just hadn't pushed it down all the way. Yay! Okay. I didn't want to. I'm a real wuss when it comes to cutting off images, you know, parts of images. I see people do all the time. You know, other crafters, they're just like, well, I need it this size, so this is gonna get trimmed and cropped, and it ends up looking great. But I always feel like I'm amputating an important limb or something. So okay, all right, yeah. I just needed to push it down all the way. I was being a little wussy. There we go. Okay, that should do. That should do just fine. Okay, so now the finishing touch is the closure. Did you notice what I do with the other one? The closure is the button. It's just a button. Glue the top half, and you tuck it in the bottom half, and it stays closed. Isn't that cool? So that's what we're going to do. But I'm going to do a completely different button because I didn't have another one like that, which I really like. It's kind of ornate. It was, it's actually just plastic. But it had kind of like the post sticking out the back. So I took my sharp wire cutters and I cut that off so it's nice and flat. So you need a flat button for sure. And I thought this, the colors on this, the brown and the dark, I don't know if it's black or dark brown, I think work really nice with this color scheme. So, but I'm not crazy about the holes in there. So I'm going to do a faux sew, you know? So I think I'm just going to do, oh, I might only need this. Just kind of do a crisscross on that button. So it looks like it's been sewn on. And then we'll just glue it. It's all just a trick of the eye. And I think I have another idea. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to experiment with you here, live. Let's see. I think. I'll do it again. Do it twice, so it's nice and thick. Oops. Oh my gosh, I'm being so clumsy today. Ay, ay, ay. Somebody get me a new pair of hands. Okay. Yeah, so then if my second idea here doesn't work, then this will be nice. This will be good enough. Okay, so now Let me think. Let me think this through here. Okay. Oh, why did I take that off? Because I'm a goofball. No, I wonder. No. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the string back up so that the string itself is sticking out the front, not the back. The reason I want to try this is because I'm afraid if I tie a knot in the back, it's going to be too wobbly, because I really need this to be the back to be as flat as possible. So I thought, let me try this. Wait for it. Wait for it. Exploring new worlds in crafting with Creative Paper Artisan. Okay, so this, let me have it here. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to try to tie a bow, see how that looks, and have like a little bow in the front of the button. Something tells me that could be really cute. It could be. Will it be? We'll see. That's always the conundrum. Oh my goodness, okay. All right. Make it a little smaller. Yeah, I think that's actually going to be pretty cute. Let me just really make it small and tighten it down. There. I think that's cute. That works. Yay! I love it when what's in my head actually works out in reality. Have a little bit of a dangle there. Past the button. Okay. All right, cool. So now I'm going to use my E6000 glue because it's super duper industrial strength. And I'm just going to put glue on the top half. And here's the thing, you have to kind of, this is maybe like the most tedious part of this, project, is you want to make sure that when it's standing, and I know it's hard to see from the upper view here, but when it's standing, you need to make sure that there's enough of the button for this to tuck into. Because if you just do it flat and put it here, depending on the size of the button, see, it wouldn't work. It would kind of be flailing. So I need to put it down a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of about where I think it needs to go. Yep. Okay. All right, so I am going to glue this down, and it's going to take a little while to glue completely. So when it is glued completely and safe to play with, I will come back and we'll chat a little bit more, okay? Okay, so here we go. And this stuff, when it's dry, but you do have some wiggle room to play with this. You can move things around a little bit. Just want to make sure that when I stand it up, it's gonna sit. Yeah, that's a good spot for it. So okay, so I'm gonna sit here and hold this for a little bit until it is good and solid, stuck, and I'll be back. Okay. All right, I think this puppy is good and stuck down there, and beautiful. Oh, I wish you could see it standing. I'll take a picture so that you can see it. But yeah, this one's I think fun too, because you've got this writing space, and then you've got this, so you can really make this, anything that you want. You can embellish the front a little bit more. I actually had thought I had some Christmas words I was going to add, on the front, Merry Christmas or whatever. And I don't have any. And I'm not sure how that happened. I could have sworn I had some. But that's okay. That's okay. You can, you know, you let your imagination fly and do all sorts of things. But this is just kind of, oh, I think this shifted a little bit. Whoops. Maybe it wasn't as dry as I thought. Okay. We'll let that dry a little bit more. But yeah, so this is really a really fun thing to do for cards. I mean, talk about a unique card to send people. Wouldn't that be great? I would love to get something like this in the mail. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and grab this kit over at Stacy's shop, Crafty Dragon Creations. The links and all that information will be below. And I thank you for joining me, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye-bye.